Hello, people. So I had a feeling that I should start recording this and just start speaking to the camera because I feel like there's somebody out there who needs to hear this, and that is stop letting your potential go to waste. Stop it. What are you doing? You need to get up and start working towards your dreams because guess what? Okay? Time is fleeting. Our lives exist and then we're gone forever. And I feel like people don't realize just how important every day is, you know? Your dreams were not put there for no reason. You were meant to chase your dreams and you were meant to live a big life. And stop putting that on the back burner. Stop it, okay? You need to stop it right now. And I'm guilty of it because I know what it feels like and I know what it's like to do it. But you have to stop it. You have to allow yourself to fail. You have to allow yourself to fall down. You know, when you're learning how to roller skate or how to, go on a skateboard, you will fall like 10,000 times before you learn how to do it properly. But no matter how many times you fall, you never give up, right? Because you want to learn how to do it. You want to be good at it. So why don't you do the same thing when it comes to your dreams? Your dreams are just like any other skill that you want to learn. They're just slightly more difficult and they look scary and intimidating. But guess what? Every single person that you see on the big screen has most likely started from nothing. Okay? You know, if they wouldn't have made the first move, if they wouldn't have been like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna do it, none of this would have existed for them. And their life wasn't determined by other people's choices or what other people did. It was about what they did and how they showed up for themselves. And if you can't show up for yourself, then how do you expect people to show up for you? Right now, I am in the middle of the streets of London recording a video, talking to myself. And if you would have told me like 2 years ago, even 1 year ago, that I would be doing this without giving a shit about what other people have to say around me, I would have looked like you crazy. But I realized that what is the point of scrolling so much on my phone and consuming so much content and not posting any content? If I want to be an influencer, scrolling on my phone isn't going to help me there. Posting the content will. And I feel like somebody needs to hear this, and somebody who wants to do social media maybe needs to hear this as well. But the content isn't going to make itself. You got to get the camera and you got to press record. And as scary as it is to post out there without knowing who's going to watch your video, who's going to say what, at the end of the day, the reward of doing the thing that you love is 10 times better than the setbacks that you will receive. Because obviously everything in life comes with a challenge. Everything in life comes with, something that's going to try to stop you. But you got to be stronger than them. I have once read this beautiful quote that said that most of the people that hate on you are just jealous that you did something that they would never be able to do. They're hating, but they would never press record and post a video of themselves online authentically without being scared. And truthfully, everybody's scared. Everybody's a little bit scared. You think that people just, start making films without being scared about what other people are going to say? No, every single director has at one point in his life or her life thought about the consequences, thought about what other people would have to say. But that didn't stop them. I mean, look at Sofia Coppola, look at Ford Francis Coppola, look at all these amazing directors. Their films only exist because they didn't care about what other people had to say. And they just went for it. They just went and did what they do best, and it was great. And I'm not pretending to be the next Martin Scorsese or but I would be nice to just be able to follow my dreams and actually pursue them. I can tell you how many times I've written on my bucket list or my 2025, 2024 goals, like I want to do this, I want to do that, and I never do them. Why? Because the fear that I have is holding me back. But I've decided that I'm not going to let that fear stop me anymore. Even if I am so scared to do this, I'm going to do it anyway. And, once you do it, there's no turning back, right? And I want you guys to realize that your dreams are yours and yours only. Nobody else can do your dream for you. Nobody else can pick up a phone and record content for you. This is a decision that you have to make. And this is where you have to sit with yourself and really, really just do it. Okay, I know that we like to make bucket lists, we like to make to-do lists, we like to make this and that. Screw the lists, screw the videos, screw the tutorials, just do it. You can get better as you do it, but you will never improve if you don't actually do the thing that you want to do. Coming back to this analogy of roller skating or skateboarding, you can never be good at something just by reading books about it. As long as if you want to be a better writer, you will never become a better writer if you just keep reading books. You will only improve by writing, because when you do the thing that you want to do, you will learn so much more, and you will learn through your failures and mistakes, and then you will be surprised at how much you have improved when you just do the thing. It is that easy. I feel like people overcomplicate everything, and people want to, make things seem more difficult, and that puts them off. But actually, everything you want to do is just as simple as doing the thing. You want to become a writer? Write. You want to become a basketballer? Play basketball. You want to become a content creator? Post videos. It is that easy. And I feel like the only reason why in our minds we overcomplicate those things is because we are afraid to take the first step. So we play like jumping hoops in our brain and try to find the hardest thing and try to like talk ourselves out of it, when in reality you just have to do the thing. You just have to do it, and that's it. That's literally it. And all those motivational videos and all those self-help videos you watch aren't gonna actually do the work for you. You can watch them, you can get inspiration, but you have to sit with yourself and you have to get serious about your dreams. Imagine in 5 years time you look back and you haven't achieved a single thing on your bucket list. You have wasted all this time for what? In life you have two paths: the fear of failing and the fear of not achieving your goals, and the fear of being scared but doing your goals anyway. Would you rather live a life full of regrets, or would you rather live a life authentically where you follow your dreams and your goals no matter what people say? I think that for me the biggest inspiration and motivation that helps me keep going is imagining myself on my deathbed regretting not living my life, because that is the scariest feeling to me. Not being judged by other people, not getting hate comments, but actually it is the thought of dying without having lived. How crazy is that so many people do that? So many people have these crazy goals, but they just put them aside because they're not realistic enough, they're not normal. But who wants to live a normal life when the world is quite literally your oyster? You can make life to be anything. Life can be whatever you want it to be. There's no limit to what you can achieve. There's billionaires, there's actors, there's Oscar winners. There's so many possibilities out there in the world waiting for you. Do you think that the first woman to ever win an Oscar thought that it would be impossible for her to win one? Of course she did. But she didn't let that stop her from still pursuing an acting career and winning that Oscar. Because just because something hasn't been done before doesn't mean that it can't be done. And think about how great it would be if you would be the first one in your field to do that thing. How proud would you feel for doing it anyway, even if you are the first one to have ever achieved it? Lastly, I just want to say, you can tell people your dreams, but actually by telling them, most of the time, they will get you out of it. Because a lot of people will try to talk you out of your dreams because you're too crazy, you're not realistic. But in reality, they're just saying, oh, I'm too big of a coward to follow my own dreams, so I'm going to talk you out of it because I don't want you to follow your dreams either. Do it. Do it in silence. Do it behind closed doors, but do it anyway. And then people will never talk you out of it because you've already did the thing. And if people will try to talk you out of it, remember that what they say is not a reflection of who you are, it's a reflection of them. I may seem like I'm just casually talking to the camera, but actually part of me is terrified to do this. And in the back of my head are 101 reasons why I should not post this on YouTube. I should not post this anywhere. Why should I post this? Oh my God, what's gonna happen? But I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna post this video, and despite all my fears, despite whatever people might say, despite what my family or friends might say, I'm gonna do it anyway. Even if it's the scariest thing I've ever done, because I truly feel like somebody needs to hear this message, and somebody needs to hear those words that I have to say. And frankly, if I don't put myself out there, nobody else will. You know what I mean? Like, again, people can't do your dreams for you. Your dreams are yours and yours only. And your life is also yours, you know. If you waste your whole entire life, that's your choice. That's, you know, you're gonna have to suffer with that. If you spend your whole life pleasing other people but yourself, you're gonna have to live with that. Every choice that you make is something that's gonna affect your life. And, you know, you can try to be a good person and please other people and put yourself on the back burner, but, you know, nobody's gonna benefit from that. You are literally becoming a doormat and letting yourself be walked over just to please other people. This is coming from a former people pleaser. I used to be the biggest people pleaser in my entire, like, ever, you know? And I'm only now realizing that you should be selfish because this is your life. And at the end of the day, you're the one who's gonna die. I mean, all of us are gonna die, but when you die, that's it. You don't get to redo life. You don't get to, you know, so why would you waste your only chance to live, you know, waste it on what other people care, or waste it on pleasing other people's feelings? Obviously, like, you should care about other people and you should care about others because community is very important. And I'm not saying cut everybody out, stop caring about people. No, I'm just saying you need to be a little more selfish. You need to say, actually, I'm gonna do this, and if that's not okay with you, well, that's fine. You know, people don't have to approve of everything you do. If it's something that you want to do, and if it's something that is a passion of yours, then do it anyway. There's gonna be so many people that are gonna say no, but you have to say yes. You have to be strong enough to do it anyway.